Hello, my name is Dr. Ernesto Lee, and I'm at Miami-Dade College. I'm a professor in data analytics. My specialty is data analytics and data science. So let's talk about how you can master ChatGPT in Python. And let's look at some use cases with the ChatGPT API and how you can effectively use that to solve analytics problems. So let's start with what ChatGPT is. So ChatGPT, it's a machine learning model that was released by OpenAI late last year, and it has become wildly popular um, for its ability to write songs and code and poetry and essays, and it's free and it's easy to use, and it just requires an email to sign up. And that's what I'm going to ask you to do shortly. So ChatGPT, it's a type of machine learning model called a transformer. Specifically, it's an extension of the generative pre-training transformer, hence the term GPT. And this transformer architecture, it uses self-attention and reinforcement learning to model conversational text. And generally, it works by processing text one word at a time, and it just uses the previous words to predict the next words in the sequence. And it really looks like magic when you see it work. But really, it's just a probability based on the prompts and the history of the words. It's making a prediction as to what the next word or the next phrases will look like in a response. And it's graded, and obviously it gets better based on the grading. So ChatGPT, it has a large list of use cases across all fields, including the sciences, arts, technology, and of course data analytics and data science. And we can use this to answer basic questions about science, about math. We can use this as an expert that effectively is with you as you go to solve problems in analytics and data science. And it can even answer questions with, frankly, decent accuracy. Questions related to graduate level concepts, either it does a decent job with that, but there is a limit. There is a limit to where it will provide reliable answers. So here's something that you should be very conscious of, especially as you start getting into more complex queries. Is that Chat GPT has zero. It has no fact checking capabilities built in, none. So hopefully, fact checking capabilities will be inserted in the future. And once this happens, I can imagine that ChatGPT will be infinitely more powerful. So, in addition to my personal experience, I've seen a bunch of cool applications already for this tool. I honestly feel like ChatGPT it's an inflection point with AI. It's going to be extraordinarily disruptive to the marketplace. Why would anybody ride a horse when you can take an Uber? Really, that's kind of what we're talking about here with ChatGPT. I've seen folks use ChatGPT already to orchestrate cloud services, to complete complex tasks. I've literally had this thing develop a trading bot. Um, I've had this thing generate Python and SQL. Um, in a data science project. In the arts, people have been using ChatGPT to write essays comparing modern and contemporary art. So the potential applications of ChatGPT, they are plentiful across any domain really. So ChatGPT, it is very well in terms of it performs very well when it comes to answering basic questions about topics, when there's a lot of accurate content available on the internet. Remember, this thing was trained with data on the internet. So, for instance, if I ask it a question about how do I do feature selection in Python, for instance, as part of the data wrangling process, or if I ask it to explain photosynthesis, it's going to do a pretty good job of explaining that. But it won't be able to do as good of a job of answering cutting edge questions around, for instance, new things that we've learned about photosynthesis in the last couple of years. Or it will not be able, for instance, to answer questions for data that it hasn't seen. So if I'm giving a final exam, for instance, I'm going to make sure that I use data that the model has never seen and anchor my assessments around that to make them chat GPT proof, so to speak. So chat GPT, it can write some working code, but as the complexity of the task increases, the more error prone and often the more wrong the generated code is going to be. So it also can't generate, things like political opinions. It tries to stay away from ethical values, investment advice, accurate, news reporting, things like that are typically human generated. Okay, so ChatGPT, it has limitations. That's the point that I was trying to make there. But even with that said, the wide range of applicability with the features that it has, it's we've never seen anything like it in our lifetime, in the lifetime of, I mean, frankly, all of humanity. Not at this scale, certainly. So what I want to do is I want to show you how we can use ChatGPT, the APIs anyway for ChatGPT, integrate them into our notebook, into our code, and then use those ChatGPT APIs to help us with, for instance, data wrangling, feature engineering, feature selection, right? The standard steps, the standard process that we would go through in a data cleaning use case. So that is going to be the purpose of this series. And what I'll do is I'll show you how to where to go to get the Chat GPT APIs. Number one. Then we'll look at some core data science and data analytics prompts and how to call them from the API. And then what I'm going to show you how to do is I'm going to show you how to integrate that into the process of wrangling and cleaning data. So that's going to be where we're going to go with this, but I want to start by providing some context. Okay, I will see you in the next video. Thank you.